faithful to the end.
You will never walk alone. On today's review section of the show, we are going to be reviewing football. And in particular, we're going to be reviewing England and Brazil. Many of you saw the game earlier in the month. And what an awesome game it was. Did you watch it?
I read a little bit about it. Paymar for Brazil. I saw something. He was cussed. What's his name? Neymar. Gosh.
How could you...
Listen, I sound like such a woman now. I've just completely ended any comment I make now is just going to be null and void after that.
No, I'm sure Paymar is his pet name. I'm sure. Okay, but yeah.
But I saw what he was saying about Rooney. He was saying that Rooney is the only good player on the team, and he was saying that England are a good squad, but they're never going to be good enough to beat us. And when it comes around to the World Cup, they're saying England aren't really going to be they're not one of our competition, but they respect the England team. So I think a nice little lashing this month was just what Brazil need to let them know, it was a friendly, but we're coming for you.
But can you believe it? 2014 in Brazil, 5-time world champions. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'll be there.
I feel like they're getting their squad back now. Because remember, Brazil, I feel like they had their glory days when it was Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and they were doing the crossover. Yeah. Back in those days, it was fresh, and then they kind of
dipped.
But I feel like they're coming back up now.
Of course they're coming back. Ronaldinho's back. He missed the penalty, but he's back. And Paymar, of course, he's there as well. So, listen.
Neymar, Luke.
Oh, sorry. Neymar, yes. But really, a friendly game in Wembley, 90,000 supporters. 90,000 people turned up for a friendly game. Probably paying on average, I'd say, about 40 or 50 pounds for a ticket. That's a lot of money that went into Wembley Stadium.
Some denominations don't even have that many people in their churches in the United Kingdom.
Wow.
They don't even have as much people as probably just one side. So it's probably split between England and Brazil. Do you think probably in the Brazil side is probably more than some denominations?
Well,
football's the religion of the masses.
This is the point. Football is the religion that we ascribe to. Look how much money the average supporter will spend. They'll buy a home kit and an away kit. Yep. So you're looking at about £100 there. Boom. Then you're looking at each game you might go to, you might pay £40 or £50 a ticket.
True fans will have a season ticket.
Which is, depending on the team you support, it could be hundreds of pounds for a season ticket.
Plus then the away games that you're going to go to, obviously. Because you got to support them when they go up north to thrash Man U.
Sorry, we'll just edit that right out. Man U don't get thrashed. But anyway, all the money they're going to spend on, because you have to have your chicken, your chips, your burger, and your beer.
Yep.
If you're that way inclined. Maybe 3 beers, maybe 10. Just depends on your specific taste. Then you got to think about, the babysitters, if you've got children. Your children have to be looked after. Then, if your wife's not into football, then it means you got to let her do something. So you got to either buy her a gift or
you got to
like it's getting
send personal.
her. No, I'm just saying, a general person.
This sounds like it's your own personal scenario.
No, I don't have a wife or kids, but when I do, I'm sure I'm gonna have to say I'm going to the game. Here's some money to go shopping, which is going to come out of my pocket. So when you add it all up, in a season which runs from September to May, you're looking at spending thousands of pounds each individual supporter. Probably more than 10% of your wage, which is the average contribution that a Christian or a religious person would donate to their church. 10% of their income. So these people are spending more on the true religion.
And some of them are probably spending it more willingly and open-heartedly than some people in church.
Yeah, for sure. You love football. Football is everything, okay? To some people.
But let's get back to the topic now. Football, even though when you talk about the men and they're going there having a drink or two and blah, 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 is this just for men or is it something that the entire family can be included in? Because, a lot of Christians have... some Christians have some dated views and they might think that it's going to be a lot of drunk hooligans. If you watch the BBC News whenever there's a sort of match between England and Germany, you know, they're talking about the fights that are going to happen, and you know, people talk about, yeah, we're going to give it to the Germans, you know, they've got it coming. Is this something that you can take the family to?
I think there's two sides to it. I think football brings so much positive stuff to society. Okay, what positive stuff, Luke?
Yeah, that's what I'm
thinking, you know, for starters, it gets men bonding. Now, men don't really tend to like to show emotion, you know, generally speaking. Stereotypically speaking, there are some men who are in touch with their emotions, but there are a lot who aren't. Football gives them the opportunity to hug and kiss, to slap each other's bottoms.
It's true.
To just, you
at
know,
2012 Premiership,
just...
you know, in that final match when it was, is it going to be Man City or is it going to be Man U? I saw Man U fans crying. Because then it was up there, like, who's going to win? Who's going to win? At the end, people were crying tears of pain.
I nearly did cry because it was the last kick of the game. You know, you've brought up a really raw subject for me. It was the last kick of the game last season. Man City won the league, not even on points, on goal difference. But the fact of the matter is, it's just football is such a institution over here. Football is a religion over here. More people contribute to the whole world of football than I believe they do to the church world in this, or the church society in this country.
And to tell you an interesting fact, you know, kind of football, the kind of clubs was actually started by Christians, because they actually went into the communities and they wanted to help people who were kind of poor and didn't have much, to kind of bring them to a team mentality. But when they started to say, well, we should kind of pay people or pay to watch it, the Christians were like, no, backed off.
And here it is.
Here it is today.
We always miss a
I
trick,
know, man. We missed out on that one.
Because we could have been in there,
yeah.
We could have had some of that money.
For church planting.
Yes. But I don't mind going into church on a Saturday or on a Sunday and doing a bit of evangelism. So if anyone has any season tickets and they're not using all of them, then feel free, pass them on to me. I'll take some tracks along. I'll do some witnessing.
He's a West Brom supporter.
Don't try it. Manchester United all the way home.
Anyways, is football for families? That's my question. So you talk about all the money that's spent and people are going to be buying their beers and their season tickets and their away and their home shirts. But is this something that only men can be involved in, or is this something that you can kind of take a family along to?
You can definitely take a family along to it.
But will they survive?
I wouldn't take my family along to it because, you know, it's like the man's den in his home. Like, this is another conversation that I get into quite a lot. A man having his own space in his house where it's like his den. It's not that his wife or his kids can't come into it. It's just that that's his den. And I think everyone needs kind of things that they enjoy separate of their family. There's nothing worse than those friends. I've got friends who just can't separate themselves from their children. It's like, oh, everything's their children. Like, oh, let's go on a friend holiday. Can I bring my kids? It's
Do you
like,
have children? Do you have a secret love child
don't bring your kids.
Do you have any children?
You know, I personally, no. And the reason, well, maybe I do. But
maybe.
even if I do, even if I do, you don't know about them because I do what I do and they do what they do. And this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes you need an atmosphere and you need to enjoy things that are just yours. Those people who are just so overwhelmed by their kids and all they talk about is, oh my gosh, so guess what my child did? And my child did this. And look at this picture. They're artists. No, they're not. That don't look like nothing. You know, I think the best thing parents can do for their children is tell them, you should take up something else. Like drawing. No, you are no Picasso. You know, we're going to find you another talent. And when they start blowing the recorder and it's all out of key, tell them also, you know, musicianship isn't for you.
This is coming from the man who went IN2G behind the scenes, is constantly talking about his mummy.
No.
And how much she loves him. And how much she loves his funny comments on the show.
No,
something tells me that Mummy White is one of those women who, when she's on the bus, is taking out pictures of little Lukey naked in the bus when he was 3. So I think maybe you're being a little biased.
Listen,
there.
I'm just going to say, I love you, Mum. And she's my number one fan, my number one supporter. Rock on the White House. I am the president of the White House. The White House will long live, and we are just the greatest. So on that note, let's just say this. Football can bring people together. But the question is, what do you think? What has been your experience of football? Have you seen the good side of it, or have you been exposed to the ugly underbelly?
Is it for the family? That's my question. I have 2 little nieces, my little bubbies at home, and I don't think... Let me get a picture.
Oh, no, don't do it.
But I don't... Mummy White, can you please send a link to any pictures?
I love my nieces so much. I've got nieces too.
He just doesn't love them.
No. I love you, Natasha, Lashaya. I love you both. You're amazing. And I'm the best uncle ever. And I'm...
So anyway, what I'm saying is, I don't know how comfortable I would feel if my niece is going to like a big football match, especially like a derby. I'd be afraid that something was going to happen to them and they're too little and they can't see. I don't know, but...
I wouldn't want them there anyway, so please don't bring them along to any Manchester United games. But what do you think? Football for the family. I would say, as an event for the family, I will give it 3 out of 5.
I'd give it like a 2.
So, okay. 2.5 out of 5. Let us know what you think on our Twitter. Twitter us or send us a tweet even at IN2G. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or write something on our Facebook page. But whatever you do, make sure you comment. I'm Luke White.
And I'm Sunshine, and we're encouraging you to live a better life.